this? I sure hope you did, because I haven't been on for a couple weeks, and so we had Steve do My Trading Signals was the last one we did, and that was awesome. And I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Let me mute that. Sorry about that. But hey, we're back, and we'd love to share a little bit about what's been going on lately. So actually Monday we did a Trader on the Street online rally, and it was awesome. We actually started trading at 8 p.m. at night Mountain Time, and we ended trading just before 8 a.m. So we traded the whole night, like all night long, with it's called an online rally over at Trader on the Street, our sister company to Apiary Fund, and we had an amazing time. The trading wasn't, the markets didn't move as much as we'd like, but yet we still yielded a really good profit. I think over $4,000 for the night of trading or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, because I was there all night long and my eyes were glossed over. In fact, I spent the day yesterday just kind of recovering, and so now I'm back and excited to be with you guys here tonight. So as we were contemplating value and bringing you guys value and understanding what it is that you guys would like to know and to see and what's going on with the Apiary Fund, we thought, what an opportunity for you guys to actually get to meet some people here that actually are their job is to help you to progress through the Apiary Fund. So for those of you guys who don't know, and I'll just briefly tell you guys a little bit about what the Apiary Fund is. Apiary Fund is an opportunity for you guys to trade your money with us. Trade our money with you. Again, I'm still trying to recover from staying up all night. I haven't done that since the college days, right? But basically, that's what the Apiary Fund is. You come in with the Apiary Fund, and you get the opportunity to trade a piece of that fund. Now, you need to go through what we call Beeline to funding, and Beeline to funding is basically a gamification process of where you start out with copper and you go through the levels and everything. If you watch video, you take a test, you take pass a quiz, you get experience points, and as you get more and more experience points, you level up. The highest level is gold level 3. Once you hit gold level 3, you're automatically placed into a live funded account and are trading real money. So in the beginning days of Apiary, we didn't have Beeline, and so people were trying to just go through and get funded, and so we're like, well, how can we help them to go from never placed a trade before in their life all the way up to, hey, now I'm making real money and I'm a great trader. And so we brought in Beeline, and what we've noticed is that we started funding more and more people, and more people were making more money because there was a systematic approach. But then we found that people were still getting stuck. And we found that they were getting stuck at certain parts of Beeline, or they didn't know how to overcome it. And so we're like, hey, how can we further help these people? Well, then we introduced Ivan. Now, Ivan is what we call a Prefund Manager. Say hello, Ivan.
Hi, traders.
So I wanted to bring Ivan on board to explain who he is, what his role is, and how he can help the Apiary Fund traders to get funded quicker. Because, well, isn't that your role?
Yep.
So tell me, what is it? What is it that you do for the Apiary Fund, and how can you help people out there?
Well, my job here at the Apiary Fund, as a Prefund Manager, is to help traders who are coming into Beeline, starting Beeline, helping them progress as quickly as they can, answering any questions. Before coming to the Apiary Fund, I didn't know anything about trading. And I actually went through Beeline myself, so I know what steps, what you're going to be facing, what you're going to be working on, what how to overcome some of the challenges of going through Beeline, how to complete some of the assignments. So as a Prefund Manager, I'm there to help you answer your questions. Whenever it comes, if you get stuck on a certain level, we can help you. And all the Prefund managers in our Prefund Manager department, we're there to help you guys. So hopefully you guys will take advantage of that and, email us, set up appointments so we can help you guys.
So that's a good thing you mentioned, Ivan. And so I want to make things just real clear real fast. So we still have trader support, and they're there to help you guys. Hey, I need to set up my Alveo, or I need to learn how to place a trade, or I need help, right? Well, Ivan's job is not necessarily to provide technical support. His job is to help you to get those achievements done inside of Beeline to funding so that you can get into your funded account. And so for that reason, you're not, we've eliminated people calling in and talking to a Prefund manager, and they work appointment only because they want to make sure that they give you, the people that are going through Beeline, the dedicated time so that they're not bombarded with a bunch of phone calls. So they work appointment only. And how long do your appointments typically last?
Usually we try to, like 45 minutes or so, or depending how much time we need, but usually we're around 45 minutes.
So again, I want to make a couple things really clear. With a 45-minute conversation, obviously that's not technical support, but it's not coaching as well, right? I mean, they're not going to sit there and say, well, I see an opportunity for you to improve, and this is where you can improve on your trading. No, it's geared towards well, I'll let you explain. I mean, what do those conversations consist of, and what's your objective for that conversation?
Usually I want to take, those 45 minutes to answer any questions. So I usually ask the traders to send in their questions ahead of time so I can come prepared, so we can use our time wisely and try to complete a certain achievement there and then, because we want to find opportunities in the market to complete, whether it's a 3 under 3, a 25-5, 24, and these are some of the assignments that are on Beeline. So we want to take enough time to make sure we complete those.
Excellent. I was just kind of funny because you're rattling off those 3 under 3, 25 under 4. A lot of those are kind of internal jargons, but those are the assignments, those are the achievements. And so, just out of curiosity, since you mentioned it, what is 25 under 4 or 25 under 4? Or is that, what you said?
Yeah, it's a 25, 5, 24.
Okay, 25, 5, 24. Explain what is that exactly?
So it's one of the Beeline achievements you guys will be working on once you get to, I think it's Silver 1 or Silver 2 of Beeline to funding. And it's basically, it's a long-term trade, and a lot of people do struggle with that one because nobody has ever traded before, especially if you're new to trading. You don't know what you're looking for. So we want to take those 45 minutes to look for different patterns or different opportunities in the market to take a long-term trade that lasts 24 hours. Yeah, and usually trying to make 25 pips or more on that trade.
And so I see a couple people already commenting, and so I appreciate your guys' comments. So please bring them in. Any questions? Don says that he's stuck at Gold 1 for 4 months. What kind of advice would you give to somebody? I mean, you've seen that before, where they're kind of stuck and they can't get out. And so that's kind of his in my opinion, it's like your job is to help people get unstuck and to progress, keep progressing, right?
Yeah,
so without specifically diving in and looking at Don's, what's something typical that you would see that somebody is stuck,
Well, I was actually talking to a trader the other day who was stuck in Gold 1. He finally got out of Gold 1. Now he's in Gold 2, getting close to getting funded. But the thing that we see in common with traders is their averages are off, or is the expectancy. And I know for those who are new, they don't know what those are, but usually is having a bigger win than a bigger loss, and making sure you're consistently keeping those profits coming in. And it's what we'll fix is your money management.
Okay.
How you're managing your losses, if you're maximizing your profits, making sure if you're losing, keep them minimal. If you're winning, try to keep those wins consistent and try to maximize any of the wins, and those will usually fix your expectancy.
So do you have any other than just saying you need to have more wins than losses? Are there
it's easier said than done.
For sure. But is there any examples or anything that you guys point them to, like any videos out there that kind of help them along the way? Any assets that you can think of to help? I mean, because once you do get into, what is it, silver? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's silver and higher. You're going to start needing to manage those expectancies and start getting into the money management. Basically, you need to be making money before you can trade live, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that makes sense. You got to actually make money in a demo account so that you can make money in a live account. But is there any assets that people out there watching this video could be like, hey, this is something that I tell people to do or to see all the time is watch this, or Sean does this, or whatever? Is there any assets that you can think of?
Well, thinking about that struggle that people face in gold, whether you're a long-term trader or short-term trader, there's pros and cons and things you're going to have to overcome to make those averages and expectancy work. And it's easier said than have more wins and keep the losses. Easier said than done. Sure. I struggle with it, but one of the things that helped me was going to the calendar on the class and checking out the classes on our calendar, checking out some of the trading rooms and asking questions to Sean or to Nate and just, hey, how can I fix my averages? And they're really helpful in asking questions, or coming to a YouTube live like this, or watching past YouTube lives where Sean or Nate or Todd has talked about certain things like that, and trying to find a way to improve my trading and try to tweak a little things.
Sure.
And that's what I did.
Something I've talked to a lot of traders. You talked to a lot of traders. The struggle with this is basically how to get your expectancy, you're from sometimes negative into the positive, right? And one of the things that I would probably recommend that I've seen that helped me in my trading is manage your position size. Even though you're trading maybe a $10,000 demo account, doesn't mean that you have to swing for the fences.
Oh yeah,
right.
For sure.
But that also doesn't mean that you have to just be a scary Barry either, right? And it means that when you see an opportunity, seize that opportunity. When the probability of success is greater than 50, 60, 70% because you've seen that trade setup, get a little bit more on it.
I agree, yeah.
And scale back the ones that may or may not be as high probability trade setups.
And that's part of money management, is knowing when to increase your investment, when to increase your lot size.
And so what I see is two sides of the spectrum, right? Where somebody's out there just going for home runs, or you see somebody out there just going for bunts, using the baseball analogy. And you kind of need a little bit of both. And going through knowing when to maybe get more aggressive, if you will. Now, I'm not talking like put it all on red aggressive, but I'm saying, hey, maybe double or triple what you're normally would do, because you see a good trade setup, and that's going to really help with those trade expectancies. Before I'm going to just go through, you guys, if you have any more questions here. This is a great one. Marcelina, I apologize if I slaughtered your name. Where do we see the Prefund Manager contact info? And that's a great point. So as you guys get signed up with the Apiary Fund, you're automatically assigned a Prefund Manager, and and somebody that's going to basically monitor your account and take you all the way from start to getting into that funded account. So tell me a little bit, Ivan, where should they go to? When do you contact them? How much contact do you have with them? Just tell me through the process from start to funded, right?
Well, usually when you, like Dave said, you'll get assigned a Prefund Manager. You'll get an introduction video saying, here's your Prefund Manager. It's a little funny video for the Prefund Manager. Usually it shows me with M&Ms and being afraid of bees and stuff like that. And I introduce you to my wife. And then usually I'll send you a video as well, kind of introducing you, kind of help you get started on Beeline. And then from there, email me anytime, whoever your Prefund Manager is, just email them if you have questions, and they'll point you in the right direction to get started. I usually email back and forth with the traders that I'm working with, and then if they need extra help, they need to set up an appointment, then we'll do that as well. But that's usually how it works.
So I would say that if you guys have been stuck, particularly Mark, I would say, Mark, if you've been stuck, reach out to your Prefund Manager to get you unstuck. Okay, because that is the most important thing. Is we don't want traders being stuck. And so a lot of times what we've seen, and this may be you guys, what we've seen is they get stuck and they give up. Right, and they're like, oh, I can't progress. There's a lot of different things. And I mean, even if it comes down to, well, you know what, maybe we should just start over with a clean slate. Have you done that before?
I've done that. I've just sometimes just gone to a demo account just to trade and to kind of clear my head and not try to do the same thing over. That's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and it's not working. You got to sometimes just step away and clear your head a little bit. Yeah,
for sure. And then also, like, somebody like my suggestion would be, like, if you're stuck, let's just take Mark, for example. He's been stuck for 2 years in gold too. I would probably venture to say, Mark, you're a better trader today than you were 2 years ago. Right? If you've been consistently trading, you're a better trader than you were. And so sometimes when we get into Beeline, we can move into Beeline or into certain parts that we're not as good of a trader, and so we get ourselves into a little bit of a hole, right? And so sometimes getting unstuck might be just like, hey, don't worry about past. We know you're a better trader now. Let's just focus on the here and the now, and let's just take your last couple hundred trades or whatever that is, and that's for you and your Prefund manager to decide. And let's look at how you're trading now, not what you did a year ago that messed up your expectancy. You know what I mean? Let's not worry about that. And so by having the conversations with Prefund managers, by being proactive as opposed to just, well, I'm stuck, I'm sitting on the fence, is something that we want both sides to do, right? Don't just wait for Ivan to reach out to you guys. If you see an email from your Prefund manager and you need help, schedule that. You know what I mean? Get on the calendar, get on the schedule so that we can help you guys progress. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting into that funded account, and that's what I want. That's what you want, right?
And I've had a lot of people who I've worked with, who we email back and forth, who don't even call me anymore, and they're doing great because they've learned from our discussions, and they're doing great. They're progressing nicely, and they'll email me once in a while, saying, "Hey, I'm struggling with something," but it's not as often because they've become, self-sufficient. They know where to go to look for answers, and they're practicing what they're learning in Beeline.
Yeah. So oftentimes it's not a major overhaul of trading. It's more just like, hey, you need to just gently nudge them.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a different point of view from somebody else.
Yeah. And so I think that's great. I mean, Ivan has one of the best jobs here at the Apiary Fund, where he gets to trade, not only trade for his own gain, but he also gets to watch you guys trade, figure out what your challenges are, and how to help overcome those challenges. And so in doing so, I'm sure you've learned a lot in your personal trading too, right?
No, for sure. Yeah. that goal too, I was stuck in there too for a while, and I became a better trader, like you said, just for overcoming that.
Norma says that youre is awesome at customer support.
Yeah. She's my wife.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know that, thank you, Norma, because that's his wife. So they're an awesome tag team that we have here, and we're lucky to have both of them for sure. Let's see. Mark says, I think I started before Prefund managers were assigned. Should I call the support and find out who my manager is? What would you say in that scenario where they don't know who they're assigned to?
I would say contact the support, and then they could probably get assigned to one.
Okay.
Yeah, we have had that happen in the past. We'll just get assigned to one.
Okay, so if you're not assigned, you should be. But if you feel like you're slipped through the cracks, email support or give us a call, whatever, and then we'll get you going, right? And we'll get you back on the radar, so to speak. Absolutely. So Ashley, these are great questions. Keep coming in. Ashley asks, can I rejoin Apiary as I've been inactive for 8 months and I'm a Silver 1 member already? Absolutely, Ashley. That's exactly what people. I think for just if I could paint a broad stroke, I think that's why the Prefund managers exist, is because we've seen a lot of people get stuck and then give up. And I'm not saying actually that's you, but if you were with us for a period of time and did get stuck and gave up, well, that's why we want the Prefund managers in your corner to help you through those things where you're like, hey, I don't know how to overcome this, or I don't know what to do here. Instead of just giving up, we've provided a support structure for you to have those conversations, to progress. And I can honestly say that since we've instituted the Prefund managers, we funded more and more and more traders because it is a lot of times just a different perspective. I mean, what a great opportunity Ivan has. Is that's your whole goal, is to help people get funded.
Honestly,
Isn't that awesome?
It is, yeah. I really enjoy working with people, helping them overcome their struggles.
Have you ever had you think back to any stories that you can think of where somebody was struggling with something and you're able to help them overcome something, if you don't mind me sharing?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's the best part of my job, is seeing them overcome them and getting that light bulb pop up. And it's like, oh, that's all it is. I know I had a trader who actually came to boot camp, and he actually was able to, through boot camp, we were able to work with him and help him kind of pick a style, pick a strategy, pick something that would work for him. Because he was new to Forex. He didn't really have, he had a desire to learn, and that's important. He had a desire to learn, and we just helped him. And he was able to make a lot of progress, and now he's almost close to getting funded. So
that's awesome.
That's my favorite part. And just, he went through some of those holes that, we talked about getting stuck, and then having that breakthrough, talking with me, attending some of the classes, talking to Sean at boot camp, and talking to the other traders, and just really helped.
Yeah, there's another gentleman here in our office that if you haven't gotten a phone call from him, you may or may not, but he's basically calls people that get funded. And he came and talked to me right before this meeting, and he says, I had an awesome experience. He had just contacted the guy here, his name's Dan, and Dan said, Dave, I had an awesome experience. I just contacted this guy, and I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I just contacted this guy, and while I was on the phone with him, he got his email saying that he was funded, and it was his birthday.
That's a great surprise.
And so he was like, "Hey, happy birthday!" And you just got funded. So what a great story that he shared with me, and that was awesome to hear that. They said the two of them, he got kind of said that was his best birthday gift he could get, And so what a great opportunity for people, for you guys to go through Beeline, to get funded, to start on your trading journey, right? And so again, if you're stuck, struggling, having those expectancy issues, let's get you past that. Let's get you on the path of progression, right? Where you're actually moving forward than staying stagnant. Nobody likes to be stuck, right? And so let's get you unstuck. Let's get you into a funded account. A couple more questions. Let's see. I'm not even going to attempt the name, but you'd say, how much risk should I be placing on gold 2? If I'm staying at 2%, but I feel like I have to risk more, so it doesn't take me 3 months to get to gold 3, am I not able to trade all day? Does that make sense to you?
Okay, I'm not able to trade all day. Okay, so you're not able to trade all day.
Okay.
Okay, so you only have certain hours that you can trade. Well, it depends on what hours you're trading, because some hours are better than the others. Like usually the London and New York session, you have a little more volatility to trade with, and so you can definitely do some more scalp trades. But usually if you're trading during like London, Tokyo, Sydney, you have less volatility, so less opportunities to really trade. So you have to find a different strategy. But I guess it depends on what you're really aiming for with the risk. You definitely want to stay away from 2% risk on a single trade, and overall 5% risk from the whole day. So I would say, depending on your strategy, if you're scalping, you would definitely want to have a risk that you're working with. I usually try to keep my risk at 1% or 2% for the whole day of what I'm risking, and that's my drawdown limit. And if I hit anywhere that I'm done for the day, I don't want to risk more than that.
Yeah,
because I can keep losing, and I don't want to keep losing.
And so by having those rules set in place, it helps you to manage your expectancy.
Yeah, it helps me also to manage that I'm not over leveraging and putting more trades than I should be doing, especially if I'm scalping. But if you're a longer term trader, then I guess it's what your target is and then what your risk is per trade.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just kind of just looking through the comments, and I see, Biddy, that you are having a little bit of frustration with your stops. So there's two things that I would say with that. I would say that, one, if it's a trailing stop, that's an easy issue to fix. If it's not a trailing stop, then there might be some other issues like a firewall blocking it. Call support, because we don't typically have those issues across the board, and so it might be something that's just isolated to you. But if it's a trailing stop, I think I need to talk about it, because that does affect everybody. So if you guys are placing a trailing stop, to get technical for a second, trailing stops and buy stops and sell stops are all based on your local machine. Okay, those are calculated and run off your local machine, where take profits and stops are based on the cloud or on our servers. And so if you guys shut down your machine, turn off your machine, or have a power outage, those trailing stops and buy stops and sell stops will not work. Okay, those will go right through them. They won't work if your machine is off because it's local. Now, that's been the case forever. However, what's also been in development for a long time that we're really close to launching is our web client. So we're working on that hard, and we should be having that sometime first quarter next year. Super excited about it. I've seen it a lot, and so that'll eliminate. It would be everything will be on us and not dependent upon people's local machines. So we're excited about that. That's forthcoming. But as of right now, again, trailing stops, buy stops, ask stops, anything else that affects, limit orders.
Yeah.
That is all based on your local machine. So if you do have a power outage or shut off your local machine, those won't work. If you are experiencing issues outside of that, call support, because that might be, again, other things where we might need to do some technical support on that, around that. Exactly. So hopefully that helps. Okay, I'm just going to jump through here. While I'm looking for the questions to ask Ivan, maybe you can help me out or help people out here. What do you think is one of the biggest hurdles that you see a lot of people getting stuck at, that other than expectancy, right? But maybe an achievement or something like that, where people are like, I'm struggling hitting this achievement. What are some of the more common ones that you've seen?
I really talk about the averages and expectancy and stuff.
Because that seems to be the biggest, right? Averages and expectancies, right? You get that a lot.
I think silver, the silver 1 level, silver 2. We have all these different types of achievements you have to complete. Like I mentioned a few, like 3 under 3, your third down conversion, your fourth down conversion, or just winning 2 trades in a row, or something like that, or having 5. Actually, I have a good one. The 5 days with 5 trades, or the 5 days consistently without being profitable. I think that's a difficult one that people have.
Do you know what that one's in?
I believe that's in silver 1 silver 1. It's 5 days. You have to win. You have to end each day with a profitable daily return, and I think that people struggle with that. And you could check whether you've been profitable for the end of the day by checking your daily return. If you see you're profitable, it has a positive percentage, it means you ended the day with winning with money. Even though if you have positive pips, but you don't have a positive daily return, then you want to keep trading to make sure you make enough money to end with the positive daily return. And that's what people struggle with a lot. And I think it's just being consistent and not over trading. I'm not trying to force the market either. And you just gotta, especially depending on your strategy, you can try to force things. You don't want to try and force things either. You just want to be consistent with whatever you're doing. You don't have to try to make $100 in a day. You can just make $5, $10, $1, as long as you're being consistent. And that's important.
Yeah, for sure, being consistent. I want to kind of show you guys a little bit of what it looks like. If you are a member, you've probably seen this, but if you're not, I want to show you a little bit about Beeline. So if we could show my screen real fast, that would be great. So what you guys are seeing is actually, this is my Silver 1 achievement, and I did this back in 2015. So you'll see, hey, watch a video for Silver 1. Boom, watch a video. You watch the video, you get the 200 experience points. You watch price and time cycle video, boom, again. Watch the breakout strategy, you get that again, right? Then here we go, place 5 trades, and 3 under 3, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, I mentioned that one.
So if you don't know what 3 under 3 is, right, it tells you right there. Make 3 pips on 5 trades, open less than 3 minutes. And so this is a way that you can start to progress and get those checked off. 25 pips on 1 trade. Now, a lot of times people will say this, and this is what I've heard a lot is, well, I like to scalp, or I like to swing trade, or I don't have time to sit in front of my computer, or I like to make a lot of trades. Everybody's different. The way you approach the market is different. The way you have time dedicated to the market is different. Some people can trade all day. Some people can't trade but 1 day a week, right? Everybody's different. But these objectives and these things in Beeline kind of cover the gamut of everything. They teach you how to hold trades. They teach you for a long period of time trades. They teach you how to be consistent multiple days trading. And so maybe it's not conducive to your style or how you like to trade, but learning how to do it is equally important to maybe not your style, but learning and understanding that there's different styles, there's different strategies, and then find the one that aligns the best with you. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. It just gives you that different perspective to look at the market.
And so, yeah, I wanted to show you guys this, but I think this is the one you're talking about, the 555, or?
Yeah, I think if you scroll down a little bit, it should be at the bottom. The 5 profitable trading days in a row.
Gotcha.
So you have to have 5 days in a row where you end each day profitably, especially with a positive daily return.
Gotcha. Good. So, yeah. So that's the silver one. I'm going to jump back to the comments now. If you, let's get here real fast. See if you guys have any other questions. Okay, let's see. Silver one, 5 profitable days. Look, we talked about that. That's awesome. All right, guys. You have any other questions for maybe Ivan before we jump off? And then if you guys have any other questions, but in my recommendation, if you have assigned a Prefund Manager, use them if you're stuck. If you don't know who your Prefund Manager is, reach out to support. They will either get you one assigned or notify you of who your Prefund Manager is. And let's get you on their calendar to make to have an opportunity for you guys to get unstuck and to get progressing and to get more people into a funded account, because honestly that is the goal of the Apiary Fund, is to get as many people as we can trading our money around the world and sharing in the profits. But it's as simple as that. And as you guys learn, as you guys trade, we learn, right? As you guys go through the motions, we learn. And so we're trying to get better, you're trying to get better, and everybody has the same common goal of getting funded together or making money together, right? Because as you guys make money, we make money. What a symbiotic relationship that's not out there in this industry, right?
It's a great opportunity, honestly.
For sure. With that being said, let's see if there's any other questions that you have. This is a good one right here. Kev says, are you judged on all your trades, win, loss, and silver 2? Trying to hit a lot of these goals messes up with your win-loss ratio.
So in silver 2, no. So we don't judge you on those losses you have. You know, it's a lot of silver 1, silver 2 is a lot of objective trading. You're just trying to complete the objective. I think in silver 3 is where we start looking at your averages. We're starting to look at the averages, your number of winning trades, your average win versus the average loss. That's in silver 3. So we only look since you started silver 3, and then gold 1, gold 2, you get brand new accounts to trade in. So we don't even look at silver anymore. So once you get a gold 1, you get a brand new demo account that you can start trading with. So you don't even have to worry about your silver account or any losses you have there.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Ward asks again, how to get in contact with the Prefund Manager. If you have never gotten an email from them, check your spam, whatever, but you should have gotten an email introducing you to your Prefund Manager. If you check that and you do not have one, contact support, send an email to support or give us a call, and they'll get you either assigned to one or let you know who it is. Again, can't stress this enough, but they do spend, like he said, like Ivan said, about 45 minutes, so it's appointment based, right? And so we got to get you on your appointment calendar. They're not taking inbound calls because they're on appointments. So if they don't get back to you relatively quickly, it's because they're on appointments, but they should, if they get an email, you guys are...
I usually email back and forth with people all day.
All day long? Okay. So that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. We're going to go through the gamut of all the support. I shouldn't say support, but all the people that are here to help you to go through and get into a funded account. So we're starting with Prefund Managers. We'll have a risk manager. I'll have somebody on support to answer some technical questions. We'll get Sean on here to answer some of the questions about what's going forward, what we have going forward in the future. We're going to kind of make this a big deal, and then just going through so that you guys know all the avenues that you have at your disposal so that you don't feel like you're alone trying to go through it by yourself. We're here to help you guys. We want you to succeed. You want to succeed, so let's get there together. So that being said, I appreciate it, and we'll hit you guys on the next live. Thank you.